Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Butter What Show. This is my co-host, Brian C. Moses over there, and I'm Brian's co-host, Pat Regan. And we've got a couple of three video gaming things to talk to you about today. And I thought we'd start off with this Goonies arcade cabinet that I found on Reddit just a few days ago. Just a few days? You think 7 days ago, it says. Have you seen this yet?
I have. It's fantastic. I was not the biggest Goonies fan growing up. I watched it. I don't think I watched it when it first came out. So I already heard all the best lines on the playground by the time I finally saw it. So it was kind of a little old hat. But the Bartop cabinet is fantastic. I love the artwork. All of it just screams Goonies.
It really does. He's done a terrific job, whoever this is. Where's his name? I should say his name if it's a Sharkade. It's like with a K, but the hyphen.
Okay.
Like a shark? I don't know, but we'll find out. And we'll leave a link to this in the...
We better.
It'll probably say it right about here is where I usually put them. So you'll be able to find this when we publish the video. But yeah, this is fantastic. I usually hate the chrome T-molding. That's this, the banding at the edge of the boards here. And this has gold chrome. Well, I guess if it's gold, it's not chrome, but it's really shiny gold T-molding. But I think it's fantastic on here because the Goonies is all about going to get a treasure. And, it's a big chest full of gold. The buttons all light up and look like little gold coins. The gold knobs on the top of the joysticks. Everything is gold. The thing looks like a shipwreck. It's got fantastic artwork. I mean, this is just phenomenal.
Sharkade's put a lot of awesome effort into it.
Yeah, it is just fantastic. And it's nice that it's a bar top. You don't have to take up a whole corner of your house with it. You could kind of put this away and bring it out anytime.
You could take it to a friend's house, show it off.
If Sharkade's here, I would love if he'd bring it over and we'd play some video games.
What video game would you want to play on it?
I don't know. The Goonies from the NES. The Goonies 2, it was called. We never understood that. We thought it was because, the Goonies was the movie and then the sequel was the video game. And it's not just us that thought that everybody thought this, but I'm not going to look this up. I'm going to let everybody in the comments tell me why I'm wrong, but I think there's another game before the second Goonies that never made it to the US. Wouldn't it be? I can't verify if that's true or not.
Or maybe never made it out of development. Maybe they started
one or the
and
other,
somebody
or
else,
both.
Some other video game publisher owned the rights to the Goonies, the video game.
Goonies. Well, there wasn't a lot of video game publishing going on back then, though. It was 1984, and the Goonies 2 video game came out a few years later.
85 was. I looked up the movie release date. It was 85.
I'm close.
Yeah,
I wasn't
not too
far
far
off. It's after Ghostbusters. It's post Ghostbusters.
You mean there were movies before Ghostbusters?
No, just Caddyshack. But Sharkade has done a fantastic job. Oh my gosh. I made sure. When Jaryd replied to our last video, he said I got his name right the first time.
Wow.
Then I had to go back and see which way I pronounced it first. And today I went back to one of his videos to listen to make sure I did it right. And now it's all messed up in my head.
Gee.
I think it's Jaryd Giesen.
I think you're right.
Giesen. I think I'm right too. But I don't know when Jaryd did this, but he made this fantastic Gameboy costume to take to some kind of con. I don't even know which one. It just says for a convention.
A convention.
And he's got a big old LCD screen in there. The buttons work. He's got a little Game Boy emulator with I already forgot the name of the Pikachu game. Pokemon. He has the original Pokemon game on there.
That's really cool.
And I didn't see it in the video, but he says in the comments here that he carried a 1200 milliamp hour 12-volt battery around, which could power it for about 4 hours, I think.
How heavy is that battery?
If it's a lead acid battery, it's huge. But if it's like my field charging LiPo, it's not too bad. It's probably lighter than the monitor.
Okay.
But Jaryd, you've done a fantastic job. This is really cool. Everybody in the video seems to be having a good time with it.
A fantastic job again, like he did with the F key.
The big F key. Yeah, and I accidentally called that the giant F key last time, and it's not giant. It's big.
Well, I think it's giant. I mean, that's perspective.
I think
That's
it's giant,
perspective.
too.
That's the biggest F key I've ever seen.
I've never seen a bigger
Yeah.
F key.
I
sure.
dare somebody on the internet to find me a bigger F key than the big F key.
Yeah. And he sized that to just barely fit on his printer. So you need to find somebody with a bigger 3D printer, I think. So this third thing we're going to talk about that's gaming related is, I think it's a little weird and interesting. And as somebody who, has office furniture in his little home office here, I'm kind of excited about the idea. IKEA has released a line of gaming furniture and accessories.
Yeah.
And the first thing I noticed, Brian, do you watch Doom Patrol?
I do not.
Brendan Fraser's character is a giant steampunk-like robot called Cliff Steele. And I thought this hand that holds the
headphones?
headphones, I figured that has to be Cliff Steele's hand.
Okay.
But I don't know that it is. It probably isn't for copyright reasons or just because they've never heard of Cliff Steele.
It looks.
But I've heard good things about this pegboard, Tubby. Have you seen this weird pegboard IKEA sells?
I did. I looked at it. I thought it was interesting.
It's not new. There's a whole series of stuff on Thingiverse that fits it, and they have all kinds of weird stuff. But they say that these notches work better than the holes in our cheap
Than actual
pegboard app.
pegboard. Well, and
Yep.
it looks better than pegboard too, right? That's what I was like. Oh, hey, this is like pegboard, but stuff I'd hang on the walls in my office at least.
Yeah, it's not that rough, nasty stuff. It's nice,
Yep.
smooth, finished stuff. It's got one of these funny mouse cable tensioners.
Those of us who still use corded mice might appreciate that.
Yeah, the pegboard's a lot more expensive than the cheap stuff at
Yep.
Home Depot. I think it's like $12 for a 4x8 sheet, and this is $28 for a little slice of pegboard. But you get a few things with it, some kind of mounting stuff, I'm guessing that is. Big honking mouse, not a huge mouse, not one of those giant ones you put your keyboard on.
I think they had different sizes, if I remember correctly. That there seemed to be multiple
I'm gonna click on it.
input Surface products. I could be remembering wrong.
And I assume this is only gonna grow. This has to only be the beginning, right?
Yeah, I would expect.
Yeah, and this glass case is neat. I'd like to see that in person with the pegboard in the back, somewhere to show off your treasures here.
Your controllers.
Oh, that's what these hooks are for. These straps are for putting your mechanical keyboards up on display. That's it.
Okay. I think I want to type on my mechanical keyboard.
Well, I do too. But I'm excited. It's another place to buy furniture and accessories.
Yep.
And maybe some good values will come out of this.